In a world where sleek, futuristic cameras dominate the shelves, Nikon chose to turn back time, and it worked. The Nikon Zf took the market by storm with its timeless retro design and modern power under the hood. But now, the whispers are getting louder. Could the Nikon Zf Mark II be just around the corner? If you're a photographer who craves vintage charm without sacrificing cutting-edge features, this rumored upgrade might just be the camera you've been waiting for. In this video, we're diving deep into everything we know and everything we suspect about the Nikon Zf Mark II, from its potential specs and performance to how it fits in a Nikon's grander strategy in 2025. By the end, you'll have a crystal clear idea of whether to wait, upgrade, or invest elsewhere. So if you're serious about photography or just curious about what Nikon might do next, stick around. And while you're here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve in the ever-evolving world of cameras. When Nikon unveiled the Zf in 2023, it didn't just launch a camera, it reignited a conversation about the soul of photography. Drawing heavy inspiration from the legendary FM2, the Zf fused nostalgia with next-gen imaging power. Photographers, especially those who appreciated the tactile feel of dials and the minimalist purity of manual shooting, found themselves instantly drawn in. In a market saturated with black slabs of magnesium alloy and touchscreens, the Zf stood out, not as a gimmick, but as a functional piece of art. With a 24.5 MP BSI CMOS sensor borrowed from the Z6 II and the flagship X7 processor from the Z9, the Zf wasn't just stylish, it was serious. But as with any camera, it wasn't perfect. Now, in 2025, eyes are turning toward its spiritual successor, the Nikon Zf Mark II. So what exactly can we expect? At the heart of the rumored Zf Mark II is the same 24.5 MP full-frame BSI CMOS sensor that made the original Zf so versatile. But insiders suggest Nikon could take it a step further this time with a stacked CMOS variation, bringing faster readout speeds, better rolling shutter performance, and enhanced low-light capability. Imagine this. You're shooting in a dimly lit jazz bar. Live music, ambient lighting, no second chances. The Zf2's new sensor would not only handle the low light gracefully, but also freeze motion with clarity thanks to minimal distortion and faster data processing. Coupled with a potential EXPEED processor, we're looking at lightning-fast autofocus computation, better noise handling, and potentially new AI-driven scene recognition modes, something that would allow the Zf2 to rival Sony's real-time recognition AF or Canon's dual-pixel AI AF. One of the original Zf surprise strengths was its ability to shoot 4K at 60 frames per second, 10-bit internally. But Nikon knows filmmakers want more. Early industry chatter suggests the Mark II could bring 6K open-gate recording, letting users reframe and post without quality loss, ideal for documentary filmmakers or hybrid shooters. This would give creators the flexibility to punch into interviews, track motion in vertical and horizontal formats, and match footage across platforms without ever-changing lenses. Imagine shooting an indie short film with a look of analog controls, but the precision of full-frame digital clarity. That's the kind of fusion Nikon seems poised to deliver. One of the biggest potential upgrades in the Mark II will be its autofocus intelligence. While the first Zf had impressive tracking, the next-gen version is rumored to adopt Nikon's most recent AI-powered subject detection algorithms. Whether you're tracking a fast-moving BMX rider in golden hour backlight or following your toddler through a splash of sprinklers in the summer sun, the camera will recognize not just faces, but eyes, animals, vehicles, even birds in flight, with improved tenacity and speed. For street photographers, this means never missing that spontaneous moment of eye contact. For wedding shooters, it's about locking onto the bride's glance, even in candlelit halls. It's about trust, and Nikon knows trust is everything when the moment is fleeting. The Zf already had 8-stop in-body image stabilization, which helped push boundaries in handheld photography. But the Mark II may push this further with adaptive stabilization, adjusting dynamically depending on movement type, walking, panning, or static handholding. Picture this. You're walking through a rainy Tokyo alley at night, camera in hand, capturing neon reflections without a tripod. Every shot steady, every frame usable. That's the future Nikon seems to be crafting. And let's not forget the body. Expect a full magnesium alloy shell, improved weather sealing, and possibly new color options beyond just black and silver. Think deep navy, forest green, or even a classic leather wrap finish, giving users more ways to make the camera their own. The Mark II is rumored to get an OLED upgrade to its vari-angle screen, offering higher brightness for daylight shooting and better color accuracy for real-time previewing. In addition, the EVF could jump to 3.69 m-dots with a faster refresh rate, making it easier to manual focus with vintage lenses or adapt non-Z glass with more precision. This means whether you're shooting an editorial portrait with your favorite vintage 50mm f/1.2 or framing a cityscape in twilight, what you see is what you'll get instantly and accurately. In terms of workflow, photographers and content creators alike want speed and redundancy. The Zf Mark II is rumored to offer dual card slots, one UHS-2 SD and the other CF Express Type A or B. This unlocks high bitrate internal recording, faster burst shooting, and seamless backup for wedding shooters or travel vloggers. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are expected to be upgraded too, possibly with SnapBridge 3.0, allowing for near real-time image transfer or tethered shooting via smartphone. Even remote firmware updates in the field. Nikon's strategy is clear: make cameras that spark emotional connection. While the Z9 and Z8 lead the charge on raw performance, the ZF lineup appeals to the heart of photography, the joy of shooting, the beauty of design, and the simplicity of craft. The Mark II won't replace the Z6 III or Z7 II. Instead, it will coexist as a creative tool, one that delivers high-end results without intimidating the user. It's meant for the artist, the wanderer, the purist, and the modern-day film enthusiast. And in a world of generic design, it's the character of the Zf Mark II that may make it unforgettable. So, should you hold off on buying the current Zf and wait for the Mark II? If you're craving better autofocus, next-gen video power, and improved ergonomics, waiting may be worth it, especially if the rumored release date around late 2025 holds true. But if your needs are urgent and the classic charm of the original Zf speaks to you now, it's still an exceptional camera in its own right. Either way, Nikon is building something more than just a spec sheet. They're crafting experiences, and with the Zf Mark II, that experience could be more immersive than ever. The Nikon Zf Mark II is still under wraps, but the excitement is very real. Whether you're a retro lover, a digital purist, or someone seeking the perfect blend of both, this rumored camera might redefine how we experience photography in the modern age. So what do you think? Would you buy the Zf Mark II on day one? Or do you prefer Nikon's more modern-looking Z-series lineup? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've got more cutting-edge camera rumors, real-world reviews, and cinematic deep dives coming your way. Because here, it's not just about gear, it's about the vision behind the lens.